Hey Misfits, it's Elise. Welcome back to our channel. I haven't been posting and I don't know what's up with everyone else right now, but I'm posting today. So yeah, my hair was blue last time, or was it like a greenish blue? It was something like that. It's been about a month since I've been pierced. I did change my jewelry and I thought I would explain how it went. Like aftercare and stuff like that because that's important. Please excuse my acne. I have to wear a mask every day at work and it's disgusting. I break out around here for that reason. So, yeah, it's been about 6 weeks now. I did have to change my tongue jewelry, as stated in the previous video, because it was like too small. It kept falling out. So if you start out with a 16 and it is slipping, your piercer will probably tell you to get a 14. This one is not falling out at all. Like, I got bigger, like, ball attachments because this is what sucked. Most people, apparently I'm weird, because they were small and, like, acrylic, I would bite them and break them constantly. Like, I would just buy new ball jewelry or whatever, and I'd be like, this is freaking annoying. So these are metal. Like, it's all stainless steel. Like, most people do not need this. I don't know if it drags your tongue, but I talked to my piercer, and she's like, well, if that's what it takes, it just might be too big or too heavy for you. But, like, since then, it's been great. These were, like, it came in a pack of 2, and these are the rose gold. What is that color? Like, that rainbowy metal color. You can get them on Amazon for, like, $8. And it was in a pack of 2, so I got that. I got stainless steel. I'm allergic to cheap metal, so I usually get stainless steel. So I did that a couple weeks ago. Because I don't know if my tongue was just naturally acidic. Like, this one's been very good to me. Like, I didn't rinse this morning yet, so if it's gross, I am sorry. Hello? I'm right here. Okay. I think I got the shortest measurement because I have a smaller tongue naturally. That's just what I have. Once you're not swollen anymore, you can get, like, smaller bars. That's kind of the goal. Because, like, before I had a wider one, which is probably why I was biting it. Because it was hitting, like, right here when I was eating, or it would be somewhat near my molar. I've noticed, and I don't know if it's just me, like, when you're eating and you're chewing, kind of like a safety mechanism your tongue does is it goes the other way like this. Like, while you're eating, and then you have 2 thoughts in your head. Or 2 things. It's like, is it my tongue, or is it because I twisted the piercing? If the piercing is healed, you don't have to worry about that. Mine's pretty much almost healed. I did change the jewelry mat early, but my piercer helped me put it in, so that helps me. As a safety thing, like, when you're used to chewing with it and you're not chewing like that anymore, like, it's been past that stage, your tongue will kind of just, to avoid getting, either biting your tongue or biting the ball, it kind of goes like this when you're eating. I don't know if it's just me. A lot of my friends said the same thing that have snake eyes, so it's a safety mechanism. We get it. You have a motorcycle. So that happens to you, it's probably not your jewelry slipping, so don't worry about that. If you size up to a 14, at least, I don't think you'll have that problem. Most people don't need it. I'm the only one, apparently. Alright, now let's go to these. I did change these out. I've changed them out quite a few times, and my piercer did not yell at me, but she's like, make sure it's clean. I soak them in, like, the braids and stuff. Actually, I can show you what I have in here. I soak my jewelry in sanitizer to sterilize it, and then I let it dry for a while. Because it is like an open wound. You don't want to, like, put that in there. It's going to not heal right. I use this one. This is like a CVS brand. And I just take it out of it after a while and let it dry out naturally. Like, on, what do I use? Paper towel, like something like that. Helps a lot for me. And, make sure your hands are washed, or if you're wearing gloves, make sure they're new gloves. Because, like, certain jewelry, I've noticed, I don't know if it's just me, like, I can't get it open. Gloves help, or you could use pliers. Just make sure everything's sanitary. Get yourself some just for the piercing so you can keep those clean. Do not use ones your dad has in the tool shed, okay? Where's the other one? Like, I keep my hoops in one thing, and I only put my clean jewelry in here, so you don't want to transfer germs. Where's my other one? Hello? I'll show you that in a minute. Here it is. So some of these I have 16s in here. I don't wear them anymore because I kind of gauged it out, so it would slip and fall out. So if you gauge it, like I did, because my piercer gave me instructions. She's like, it is going to bleed a little bit, but it's not super, like, bigger. It's just, it might bleed a little bit. And just make sure you're rinsing and doing all your salt. Make sure it's non-iodized salt. Like, I used Himalayan. I have white Himalayan salt because the pink one I have doesn't, like, grind up enough. And I don't prefer that. Like, these are 16s. They're small. Like, these don't fit in my thingy no more. I think this is one of my old bars. Yeah, this is a 16. No, wait, where's my 14? Yeah, so this is a 16 tongue bar. Like, these are small. I don't wear those anymore. What I would recommend, though, because these take forever to heal. Like, I don't know if it's just me. You get, like, a blister behind it. And then what happens is sometimes it's rubbing against the blister. These are mad short. Hello? There you go. So what I would recommend is get the longest you can. Those measurements do mean something on Amazon. Like, don't just get 8mm. Like, get 10 or 12 just so you can adjust it. I think these are 8, if I'm not mistaken. This is one of my other tongue bars I like. I already chipped it. These had acrylic balls. I don't have that many tongue bars. Like, this one's alright. I just thought it was cuter until I put it in my mouth. You know? So, I have a bunch. There is a kit on Amazon and it says mixed. I didn't know they wouldn't give you matching jewelry. So it's like, you'll have 2 labrays that are this navy blue, but it'll be a ball and a spike. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So make sure you read carefully. I have leftover jewelry from the other side, I guess, because I bought the hoops. I wanted to start out with the hoops so bad, but I remember when I first could wear them, my piercer's like, they're gonna feel draggy, and I'm like, what? And then they felt heavy, so I was like, okay, you're right. Let me just check something. Okay, good. Spam call. Sick of those. So these I don't really wear. I might give them to a friend who has a 16. Standard jewelry is like a 16. Like, if you get that little nose stud, it's a 16. Unless you gauge it out. I gauged mine. Why? Because it was slipping or falling out, and then on top of it, the gunk was getting stuck, mostly down here. But I swallowed the tongue bar. That was the first thing. She's like, just gauge everything out to a 14. And I'm like, you right. So these are all 14s in here. So if you have a lot of gunk or just it's widening naturally, just do a 14. Some people do a 12. Apparently, I feel like that's for your nipple. I'm not a piercer, so I am not licensed. Please do not fully ask my advice, but I've been wearing stuff like this, like, just for, like, half the day, and then I put the labrays into sleep. Last night, I had a lot of gunk, and this was sore, so I did put the hoops in last night. Didn't bother me this time, but the last time I slept in hoops, it felt kind of draggy, so if it's relatively new, I wouldn't recommend it. Like, I got the arrows. I always wanted these in particular. I don't know why. I guess because my friends had them in high school, and I wanted to be the same. I got the circle ones. These feel heavier, let me get the matching one, than they actually look. I don't know why. These are stainless steel also. The ones I was disappointed in was these rose gold looking, not rose gold, but like that. rainbow looking color. Like, I was excited for Pride, and then my piercer's like, please don't wear those yet. I'm like, okay. Because, like, this part and this actually is a coating, so if you bite on it or you need, like, a tool to open it because you messed up, like, it's, stripped and you put it on too tight, which is something I do all the time, the color comes off. So these I'm disappointed in. So make sure it says stainless steel or tungsten or like whatever those non-allergy metals are. I mean, if you can afford real silver and gold, do it, boo-boo, but I can't. Oh, this one I gotta get more gunk out. There's still a little bit of stuff on it. Like these. You see how they're too short? If you wear too short of labrays, it's gonna cause pain. So just order 10 or 12 millimeters. Like, do yourself a favor. I think the ones I started with were like a 12. I like these. These are silver. These are silver with gold tips on it, and they look kind of like flower buds or something. Like, they're cute. I just put those in today. The tongue I've had no problem with. Honestly, the bites are the ones that get sore. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, like the tongue. I feel like because it's the tip, it hurts a lot when you first get it, but then you're fine. This will still be sore for a while. This might be a couple months. Because, like, this one, I have a little bobo there. This one's fine. I needed, like, something less tight, so I put the hoop into the... These are too big for my lips a little bit, so it's kind of helpful to me. And you see that little bubble? That's from the labret being too tight or rubbing against it because it was, like, too tight. So I gotta order new labrets, like longer ones. I love Spencer's. I freaking love Spencer's. But half the time they don't have my size. Hot Topic came through the last time. I just gotta read more carefully. So I use this to clean. And another thing you might want to consider is if you have a sewing kit at home. Hear me out. Hear me out. There's, you know these things like pins for when you're sewing something? And you need to pin the fabric before you, like, actually do the sewing machine. I had to relocate because my mom came in the kitchen and started talking about stuff. Yeah, so if you have one of these... oh, I'm winded from going upstairs. Take one of these that is normally used to pin stuff. Like, if you have a mannequin or you're just pinning it because you need it to be there before you sew it and you're just trying to establish... Take one of these, obviously sterilize it. Like, any piercing that you have, like, that is, like, apart and not on your face. Okay? You can clean out the balls and the cones and all the pieces with this. You could also use your labrays or whatever is dirty. You can use it to scrape the crust off. It is very small. I want to say this is, like, a 16, maybe smaller. Smaller than a 16. 18, 20, I don't know, like it's a small pin. They're cheap and they come in a sewing kit. I think they sell these separately at like Joann's, Walmart, something like that. You can clean the crust out so that way when you're sanitized your whole piercing but you just put a random ball on, your balls are clean. So I think this is useful. If you think, or you have another method or you're just good at getting the gunk out, that's fine, but this is what I use to clean all the crust off because I feel like that's important. Ow. I have one pin that's like too big and it kind of poked me. Ow. I have two. Oh, I'm not bleeding. So, yeah, that's a maintenance thing, but overall it's not that painful or swollen anymore. This was swollen probably for like a week or two. It was pretty painful. The second bite's always more swollen than the first one. I didn't want to agree with Cry, but she was right. Like, this one, I was like, ow, and it was like, okay, but this one was, like, mad puffy. And this is the one that still has the pus in the back. So, obviously, when it's actually healed, like, 6 months, I would say, you know, you can take them out for a little while and actually clean them good. I won't do that for a while because I want to make sure that they heal correctly, but... you know, rinse 2 to 5 times a day with your salt And if you do take stuff out like real quick and you put in new jewelry, which is the stage I'm in, I'm such an elitist. Bless you. I don't know if you heard my mom. If you have the old jewelry out, you can use this to clean. Make sure everything's sanitized. If you store everything sanitized, at least you won't spread the germs, okay? My lisp is mostly gone, but I do sometimes forget, and then it comes out. I might have a little one for the rest of my life, but that's fine. Oh yeah, the talking thing, like, that's gonna annoy people. So you gotta work on your diction. I'm doing better. Like, I went to an interview yesterday, and they're like, are you eating plastic right now or something? I'm like, no, I have my tongue pierced. And they're like, oh. It was a retail store that didn't care. I'm like, I'm wearing a mask. I could, like, have anything pierced and you wouldn't know. And they're like, yeah, that's true. I have a bar here to keep my teeth from shifting from my braces. If you do get your tongue pierced, it will rub against it most likely. And if that bothers you, would not recommend. Like the Snakebite one. I'm sure if you get back there, you're fine. But, yeah, it's gonna make noise. Like, I can do that. It sounds like a horse, like, galloping, as my friend Caleb says. He's like, is that a horse? What the fuck was that? That's really it. Everything is healing quite nicely. It's just this one's a little sensitive today. I'm gonna look at them later when I finally do my final rinse before bed, and I adjust the jewelry just to see what it's doing. Like, you can take a ball off and kind of, like, go down and see if it's, like, still looking the same or not. Because when I had the labret over it, you couldn't tell, but it was mad swollen, so it was sucking in the labret, and then my ball would pop off, and I was, like, moving my mouth. That's how you know there's something wrong back there. Yeah, so I'm going to look at that later tonight, but once I adjust to something bigger, it usually calms down, so I'm going to do that. But if you have any more piercing questions, please leave them in the comments below. I only have bites and eyes. I have had my ears pierced, and it was terrible. And same for the cartilage. Like, if you want those stories, I could re-upload that. Or, like, remake that, because I have a video of me getting my ears pierced at Claire's. This happened in elementary, and it ended up looking like I gauged my ears, and I never did. So if you want that, let me know in the comments below. I need something to post about. Alright, I'm gonna head out, guys. I'll see y'all next video. Bye.